What's up, everyone? How y'all doing today? Hope you all are doing fine on this very nice day, I guess. Yeah, so I guess what I'm doing today is I want to go into the beta and talk a lot about the beta. And I turned on the face cam for a couple reasons. One, it's a lot more personal. Why not? Two, I think having it be more personal also kind of allows me to show my expressions and that kind of stuff, especially when I'm talking about stuff like this state of the game. So I thought I'd turn it on for that. And I'm kind of trying to look into the camera, but that's really weird to do. But I thought I'd try it out. Let me know if the face cam is not in a good place, because right now it's like halfway in the middle and the flash just lit up on the thing. That wasn't supposed to happen. Did I even copy? I meant to copy over the link to the stream. I don't think I did. I apologize. So I'm trying to do now so I can send out notification on Twitter, as I always do. I definitely did this. But yeah, I kind of shoved the camera in one of the corners. All right, live for, just put it on Twitter now. Some book to Act 1 beta, also streaming with a face cam for the first time. Okay, that's out on there, and I'll send out something on here as well. Is the camera in a good place? I honestly don't know. I think it might be a little bit too off to the corner. So let me just move it real quick. Let me just get it like further off to the side. No, I gotta lock that. I wanted to have the logo thing back over the camera, because it's been a while since I've done that. But let's hop into the beta, I guess, and kind of just see what's going on with that. So I've done a little bit of stuff on the beta. Mostly just like testing here and there, just to kind of see how everything went. And I have a fun team that I'm going to start off with for what I think is the easiest path on the first quest. And then someone for that Emma Frost, I guess Warlock. So this team is super weird and awkward. But it's a lot of fun. I don't think I've shown this off at all, but I'm gonna go against this Tenacity, and I'm just gonna ease through it with Havoc, I guess. Because Havoc, for those of you who don't know, every time they get rid of the plasma, I'm using the synergy where so they get rid of the plasma. I can then place another one on them with the synergy. So I gain 2 after every special attack, and every time I deal energy damage to the opponent, including with dealing the damage from the actual burst, 10% chance for them to gain another one. Cameron, what's up? I assume that's Cam. Best of luck with the beta. Thank you. I still need to fill out the survey. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this tonight. Hopefully I can fill out the survey tonight, tomorrow night, sometime around then, or tonight, early tomorrow, because it'll close then. But so far I've been it's been kind of up and down. Young God 635. What's the best way to get lots of ISO 8? Best way to get lots of ISO 8 is definitely duping champions. Although I know that's not really an option for a lot of people. You can't just go in and buy a bunch of cav crystals. That is still the best way to get it, sadly. from my experience. And currently I'm completely out of ISO on my main account, so I know the struggle, because I'm trying to rank 2 Black Widow Clairvoyant. So basically what I'm going to do with Havoc here is I've used my first SP1, and look at all of the extra kind of weird energy damage that I'm now dealing. It's like a couple like 800 2k ticks every little once in a while here, just because every time they're trying to gain one, I'm placing more, and they're still shrugging them off. What's up, Sailboat? How you doing? So this is kind of I went through this whole path just doing this with Havoc. This fight's super slow. I'm not running any what's the word I'm thinking of? Oh, I'm not running any boosts. And I'm not running suicides, although I did try out suicides on the beta because I can turn them on, which is kind of nice. Let's go in here. I'm basically just rotating the SP1. This might not be the fastest way to do this, but it's a lot of fun at the same time, because you can just see all that kind of burst 800 energy damage every little bit. It obviously doesn't work if they have an armor up. So I tried this in the 6.4, but the second fight is a Heimdall, so he has armor ups all the time. Yeah, I'm doing good, Selva. Thanks for asking. Spidey, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. It seems like this might be a little bit of a better time. I think I started a little early, and most people kind of hopped in towards the end of the stream. So this might be a little bit better time. Let me know if it is. I was late on that special hit. I'm going to go for an SP3, just kind of finish her off here. You guys kind of get the idea of what I was doing with just kind of letting them self-detonate a ton, and it seemed to be working out. Working out pretty well, at least. Nebula's not a great one for this. I mean, she's alright, but SP3 here, also beta her SP1. Yeah. That's pretty much how I went through this whole path when I did this in the beta the first time. So my goal here is I'm basically going to take a short sampling. That didn't kill her? Oh, that did. Okay. I'm basically going to take a small sampling of everything around. So I just did... I'll do like one more fight in this one. I'll actually turn on boosts because it's Squirrel Girl. And I'll do like 1 or 2 fights and everything. I specifically want to go against this guy, because I really want to show you all just how bad that fight is. And then, like I said, I want to talk a little bit about the state of the game, which is one of the reasons why I turned on this camera, because I want it to be a little bit more personal, I guess. Because I think that there are some things, specifically with Act 6, or Act 7, and I tried doing a recording, and I just couldn't quite put it into words the first time. So I figured putting it into into a much easier way to put it, and just having it on stream is going to be a lot easier for me to put it into words. I used the wrong health boost there. I'll just replace that. That's fine. So you won, Bub1, welcome to the stream. You 100% Act 5. What content should you do next? Act 6, Chapter 1, or variants? I would definitely say do Act 6, because then you can unlock Cavalier. So if you do Act 6, Chapter 1 first clear, you unlock Cavalier, which unlocks a lot of really good rewards, and hopefully at some point Cavalier difficulty soon. So I would definitely recommend going straight into Act 6, bud. If you can. I know Act 6 has definitely a little bit more challenges, specifically that, whatchamacallit, the crossbones in 6.5. It's definitely a lot more challenging than anything you'll run into in Act 5. 6.1.5 is a lot more challenging than anything else you'll normally find, but it's still good to do. So Squirrel Girl is going down a lot faster, not only because I'm running boosts, but I'm doing a little bit more damage because class advantage isn't killing me. But you kind of now you're really kind of seeing the whole thing of this. I finally figured out how to dodge her SP1. And then after this, I'll quit out, go against that bleed path. So this path isn't bad. There are a couple paths, I think, in Act 7 that just really were not well designed. And I'll talk about that when I get to the actual path, because that was one of the ones where I was like, oh, okay, this just doesn't make any sense for it to be like it is. Squirrel Crow's going to go down here in just a second, doing a ton of plasma. Yeah, way easier fight. 69 hits. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, and another thing, great part about having the face cam is if I die, I can just gym face. Alright. Let's quit out. I'm going to grab my best bleed champion. And yeah. So, one of my biggest problems with this thing is it's close. It's this bleed and poison mixed path is close, but it's just barely missed the mark. So I'm getting my best bleeders and poison champions here. I don't have a lot of great bleed and poison, to be fully honest with you guys. I've never been like super lucky with getting good bleed and poison champions. The only skill that I have past rank 3 is Elsa, and she has neither of them. So Carnage is going to be kind of how I do any sort of bleed. Because I want to get, if I get past the first fight, then I can kind of show you guys really what I mean, how much of an absolute pain that this path is. So this path has Do You Bleed, Bleed Vulnerability, or Acid Wash, and Poison Vulnerability. So it's either only do damage from bleed and do extra damage from bleed, or only do damage from poison and do extra damage from poison. I read those in the wrong order, but you get the idea. Now, the problem here, when I actually enter the fight, is the linked node. So the globals are fine, but it's this shifting immunity. And this is going to kill Carnage. I am prepared for this to kill Carnage. So my biggest problem with this is that it's so close, but it's so far off from what I think that we should be, that Kabam should be designing. So first off, I can't bleed him. I can armor break him. That's actually fun. I forgot Carnage can do that. So now I can bleed him. But those aren't doing any damage for some reason. So I guess now I need to wait 10 seconds. This is that's Carnage's issue. I should have been able to bleed him during that. But now I have to wait 10 seconds. Okay, now I can bleed him. Great. So now I can start to do some actual damage here. Go for a full combo. I accidentally got a... Looks like it was a thing. Oh, my bleed's gone. I did 1% damage. Why? Why on earth was this designed like this? Even if I was able to keep my bleeds up, this fight would take twice as long, and he just won't use a special. But like, great, so I'm going to go in a bunch here. Ooh, good. Again, I'm down another 1%. Oh, 2%, and now I can't do anything. Like, the whole point of this, as far as I can tell, the whole point of this path is to make you take 2 times longer than is actually necessary. Like, Carnage is an awful bleed champion. But even if I had a good bleed champion, this would be completely, as Bub said, ridiculous. They did 2 good things and 1 awful thing in this. So here's the way I look at nodes. Do You Bleed is restricting. I can only bring a bleed champion into this fight. Bleed Vulnerability is benefiting to the player, because even though you can only do damage by bleed, you're going to deal 200% extra damage with those bleeds. Great so far, but then you double the length of the fight and severely limit the actual champions you can use, because like Carnage, you're taking away all of my bleeds every 10 seconds. If I could, I'm not even going to try and get through this Hulk. You can see I did 11,000 damage in that long. Like, I could bring in Ronan here and try again. Ronan's got some pretty good bleeds. But there's no point. There's no point. It's absolutely just way too long. And I think that's where they kind of went wrong. Let me go into another file. I was looking through here trying to get an idea of what kind of stuff I wanted to talk about when I was trying to do a recording of this, and I couldn't quite think about it. By the way, Black Widow is from the Content Creator Program, and they allowed us to go in and rank 5 her during this. So let's take a look at some of the other nodes here. Meltdown, I honestly don't want to deal with right now. What's this one have incoming? So this one has Stunning Reflection, Foresight. Oh, and then Return to Sender. This is one that's completely awful. So first up, Stunning Reflection. For those of you who don't know, you get a stun shield, which means that you can't stun the defender. And every time that you do try to stun them, you're stunned. So it's literally never going to happen. But you can put it on cooldown with a Poison or Incinerate. And also intercepting the opponent's dash attack is going to give you Fury. That doesn't really matter that much. I guess that's a pretty player benefiting one. And the other one should be a playstyle node, combined with like a restriction, because you kind of need an Incinerate champion. I've done this with Elsa Bloodstone before. But then you're giving me a 60% chance for the defender to purify any incoming Incinerate debuffs and apply an Incinerate to me. So this is severely restricting the champions that I can actually use. Not only did they start by restricting it to only bleed and Incinerate champions, only Poison and Incinerate champions with the stun shield, if I don't want to have an absolute pain of time. But then you're limiting it even more by making it so that I need to be immune to Incinerate. But I can't, because even if I'm immune to Incinerate, I receive a passive G-Gen. It's limiting twice, which I don't get. The way that I really would like to see them look back at the Act 7 nodes, Hector put it phenomenally in his video. And I completely agree with this. They should reward for big brain plays, which means that you should be able to think about a node, say, okay, this is the best option for this node, and then when you actually use that option, you should get a benefit for that. Say, for example, Pull is a really good option for this. You get increased attack when you use a non-contact attack. That's great. And I think I want to see more nodes like that, combined with more less restrictive nodes, like something like not dulled. I keep thinking it's dulled. Buffed up, or what's the other one? The one we have to be diss track. Buffed up or diss track are some really well designed restrictive nodes in my opinion, because they have a wide variety of champions that can kind of counter that. But there is no point. The whole way to get around that path is just go through. Well, there's two ways to go about it, and I'll show you one way right now. The first way is to Quake and Ghost, because you never need to stun, and that's the way I could do it the whole way. I could just Quake down this entire path. But you know what? I've been doing that forever by now. Quite literally. I have been perfect quaking fights absolutely forever. I've had Quake since I did Act 5 first clear, and it totally works. But like, I don't want to sit here and do that forever when I have 11 other rank 5 or equivalent champions that I could be using instead. So right there, he doesn't get stunned. I basically have to treat him like a stun immune fight, and I have to do this forever. I don't even know what would happen if I wasn't charging a heavy attack when I tried to place a stun on him. It might even stun him. So I may have to do this even more than like Perfect Quake. I may have to play Perfect Quake with this kind of specific timing. Like, I don't want to go through the whole path perfect quaking. And I think a lot of people have already, okay. So I messed up a timing there. I wasn't charging heavy attack, and now I get stunned. So what's another option for this? Ghost. Perfect intercepts the whole way down the thing. Like, they're restricting far too much in Act 7 so far without making there any sort of benefit to having yourself so restricted, I guess is the best way to say it. Hector put it way better than I could. Kabam should be looking to reward the player for the big brain plays like that. Zanation Games, what's up? Welcome to the stream. So I really honestly don't want to finish out this fight perfect quaking, because you get the idea. I could just perfect quake the whole path down, but I have 11 other rank 5s that will never see any use if this is how the entirety of Act 7 is designed. And Quake, honestly, I'm incredibly worried at this point she's never going to make it into the 6-star pool. So that's another issue. I want to try out Doom here. See what he can do, if he can do anything. So I accidentally parried him there. Can I do this? Nope. So I can't even do that. So I just have to kind of do this for the whole way down the path. And if I ever stun him, then it's basically game over. It's just further kind of restricting it. It doesn't make sense. Like, I just couldn't use Elsa Bloodstone on this path. I couldn't use, if I had a Human Torch high rank, I couldn't use him at all. Right here, poison. So this is going to be reflecting any poison that I had. I guess I could have used poison to disable the shield, but there's nobody that places poison on a basic attack, is there? You can use the new synergy with, what's his name? Jim Hopper. I can't think. Red Guardian. You can use the new synergy with Red Guardian, and you get Abomination to place poison on a basic attack, but I don't think anyone else can. I want to hop into the second quest, because the second quest I've spent a lot less time looking at. And I guess I'm just going to put together like a real team that I would actually use here. Colossus. I want to use Elsa Bloodstone. I don't think I'll actually get a chance to use her, and I'll take Medusa as my last. Oh, and one thing, I want to not have to rely on Quake, so I'll take her out. But I think Act 7 they just said you can't use this, you can't use this, you can't use this. And instead of saying if you use this, you get this bonus. Oh, it's this whole Mercy thing. I haven't actually tried Mercy out. Let's try Mercy out and see how much of a pain this is. Reduces all damage unless they're under effect of a Mercy passive. You avoid a hit with Dexterity. You gain this passive. Performing well-timed blocks removes them all and applies them to the Defender. So I just have to do that a ton. But it's an Electro, so I guess I would have to do this with Quake anyways. I'll try it with new Black Widow real quick. Just build up a ton of Mercy passives and then try to intercept him. Because Black Widow has 70% ability accuracy reduction when she is hitting the opponent with a medium attack under her insight thing. So alright, let's try this out. I guess those aren't these just aren't dexterities. How am I supposed to trigger a dexterity if it's not working? So I heard someone compare this to, I think it was Savage Toby on my stream yesterday, compared this to kind of like playing Stark Spidey. And like, I totally get that now. Okay. Oh, I can't deal any extra damage with him on the shocks, because... Okay, so this is like the worst matchup I possibly could have chosen. I apologize. Look at all that text working. I'm gonna not use her. Do I have anyone else that can even fight this guy? I don't think so. But so that's like the Mercy style, I guess. It's just play like that, and then land a dexterity. I didn't even mean to hit him like that. Like, at least I can actually use dexterity now. Just hit him with that. Now he's going to play really passive. Just hit with this and see if I can do. And now I'm dealing 70% less damage. Okay, so now I got to build him up again. This is definitely like Stark Spidey. But this isn't... I guess people's big problem is not really with Mercy. This is actually nice because I'm taking less damage from him in reflection too. I'm curious. No, that doesn't... Okay, we'll just do that. Just land a nice SP2. Just dump that last charge here so I can go. As far as Mercy goes, I'm not hating it. It's definitely a playstyle node, which I'm always pretty big fan of playstyle nodes because they kind of make you think. But maybe I really need to get to that. What's his face at the end? Maybe I need to get to that Sabretooth and really kind of see just how bad this is. Oh god. As far as Mercy goes, maybe that actually wasn't that bad. I didn't hate it. I do generally hate playing with Stark Spidey, so I'm sure I would get sick of that very, very quickly. But yeah, it's definitely that Sabretooth at the end. I think that's the absolute pain. I guess because he's regenning the whole time. And you need the Mercy passes to actually deal some damage to him. But yeah, this feels like playing Stark Spidey. And I honestly, generally, am not a fan. I don't really talk about Stark Spidey super often because I avoid him at all costs. But okay, here's what I would like to see with Mercy. I would be 100% fine with Mercy as it is now if while you have those Mercy passes on the opponent, you deal extra damage. Not that you, because right now what it is do this extra thing to receive no extra damage. You know what I mean? Karate Mike, look at that adorable face. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for stopping by the stream, Mike. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing okay. Trying out the Mercy node right now. So far, I honestly don't have that much of a problem with it, but I definitely could see that this would be a fun node if they just made it so that it was like 150% damage while the Mercy passes were on the opponent. Is that Black Widow is the BWDO from the Early Access Crystals? No, she is from the Content Creator Program, but we are allowed to rank 5 her in the beta, and because she's also out of I can actually talk about her. I can't think of what it's called when I can't. I can actually stream with her right now. So, yeah, I tried her out briefly, but you don't mind Mercy. It sucks when you combine it with Aspect of War. Yeah, I'm gonna try and just kind of burst through this path and see if I can do it. Even if this costs me a little bit in units and stuff. Let's go. I really don't like the fact that I have to play like Stark Spidey, but as far as Mercy goes, it's not... Yeah. I will definitely have to see it combined with Aspect of War. I'm sure that will make it 10 million times harder. At least. And I don't have like any of the good counters for it. But yeah, Mike, you missed when I was complaining. We talked about that that immunities path briefly. I was of course complaining about how just awful that path is. It's the first quest that's an absolute shit show. Yeah, I tried that one out a little bit. It's definitely that bleed immune poison immune swapping path just really is a pain. That's the one where I genuinely question what on earth were they even thinking in that one. Oh right, this is the beta. Yeah, no worries. Everyone has brain fart. I keep forgetting words that I need to say. I'm very glad that there's no cap on these things. Maybe a longer duration would be nice too. I don't know like how long of a duration, but right here I should fill in nice SP2. Come on. Crit me? Nothing. Doesn't help that the debatable best counter isn't in the game yet. To which node? Oh, to Aspect of War or to the Sabretooth in general? I didn't mean to do that. Crap. You know what? I just realized this is kind of another thing where you can only spend half your time actually doing the damage. Like, I have to spend all this time building up charges. It takes me more than 1.5 seconds per charge for the most part. And then I get rid of all of them. And I have to go back and build them up again. This is actually eerily similar to the other node, if I think about it like that. Nice SP2 will kill him, but I really don't like that. Now that I'm thinking about it like that, but I guess that makes sense, that where you have to evade for this long, and that's what I didn't like about Stark Spidey. You have to spend so much time doing other stuff than hitting the opponent. Mercy Aspects of War counts pretty much every bad thing that comes from those two. Yeah, I don't like that either. Psylocke, I didn't say welcome to the stream, by the way. Welcome. Spidey, you hate this beta? Yeah. So far, it is rough. I am not a fan so far, but I'm going to get to that Sabretooth. I'm just going to kind of crack through it. I really wish, if the beta started like a day or two later, I would have had my Black Widow Clairvoyant. But right now, on live, she's just under complete rank 2 right now. Yeah, I'm just going to have to struggle through this to kind of get to that Sabretooth. See if I can beat him. What happened to all those mercy charges? I broke Mercy, apparently. Mercy just disappeared on him, I guess. I'll take it, 100%. Yeah, how many fights do I have on this with this team? It's probably not worth quitting out. I can revive Black Widow, though, and try her out a little bit more. I'd love to see, because I have to spend so much time building up the charges, I really want to see Mercy now have an increased attack. Only a couple more fights. This guy is not gonna be fun. Oh well. Nothing I can do about it now. I will go in with Cap, I guess. I wonder if I can break Mercy again. I did it by accident. I think because something having to do with the armor break, but it also could have just been that it got rid of the icon. Who knows? See how well this goes. See, I placed the armor break again, but it didn't get rid of the icon. I need you to use your SP. Got rid of the one charge that I had saved up. And the Gwenperian boss is a well-designed boss. Yeah, I saw Royal Marshal on stream do the boss, and I thought it was pretty good too. I was quite pleasantly surprised by that. It definitely wouldn't be as bad or as good if he had his his SP3. If the Gwenperian boss had that up, it would not be nearly as easy. Or I wouldn't even call it easy right now, but oh, come on. Also, why is there bubble shield on this? Like, I need to parry eventually, so why put bubble shield on this and make it so that I can't parry at some point? Like, I can't parry right now. Or I can't block an attack. And now, because I got hit by that... I'm going to keep doing one charge things by accident, aren't I? Crit me. Nope. Not that a crit really would have done much there. Ugh. Light attack intercepts. Contrast between this Sabretooth and her is baffling. Yeah. I've only seen Sabretooth fights where the person absolutely crushed them. Like, I saw one fight with Archangel where Archangel crushed him. Like, an incredibly impressive fight. And then I saw a Warlock fight where the guy was the absolute best player I think I'd ever seen in the game. He just kept hitting light intercept after light intercept after light intercept and just destroyed. But, like, I can only go back so far, too, which is... I do like that I can kind of dodge as SP1, get all those charges. This would be really nice if it was a boss, like, Oh, but there goes my, armor breaks. I gotta reapply that. Probably dodge an SP2 here in a second. Nope, get kill. Okay. Mercy is... It's just long. Like, combined with the larger health pool, it's a strategy node, so I kind of like it. We'll see when I reach Aspect of War. I'm sure it'll just be death after death after death. Okay, it's Black Widow Deadly Origin time. Let's play around with her a little bit, because I never made a video on her, and I thought she was good, but she wasn't like... I really like Elsa Bloodstone, if you guys can't already tell. But I am not really... not a lot of people agree with me in that. And I kind of wanted her to be like that, where I found a kind of perfect little niche for her. But I couldn't. I just couldn't find a little niche for Black Widow Deadly Origin. Her other than shock damage, which you just saw against Electro, didn't really come in handy there. Against Thing, it's not going to come in handy. I should be building up Mercy charges. I'm forgetting about that already. At least Dexterity now seems to be working. Just kind of got to push him back for a second here. Or I can accidentally do that. I wanted to do all this SP2 damage. Probably wasn't smart, but I wanted to see how much burst damage her SP2 would do. Not worth watching that. I probably need to go to the store to buy a bunch of revives and stuff. Or I can probably just go on my stash. I'm sure they're there. Because I do want to keep using some interesting champions like Black Widow Deadly Origin. Because her SP2 does some insane burst damage. You can see whenever I go into the beta, I just max myself out on items. Like as much as I possibly can. Make sure I have the health potions too. Where are they? I clicked something? What did I click? What the heck? My thumb didn't even go up there. Yeah, see, I don't even have enough help buttons right now. Just gonna buy some more real quick. Can't do that, shame. Let's buy these two. I don't know why I didn't have these bought. Oh well, I know guys still got plenty of boosts running. I know I'm gonna have to do this content without boosts eventually, but for me, just for the beta, it just makes things faster, and especially when they add nodes like this that is only do damage for half the fight, you know, there's not much I can really do. Alright, Black Widow Deadly Origin. And I don't want to make the fights take forever, because that's really boring to watch when I can just make the fights take a normal length of time and actually be able to give feedback and thoughts on it. I'm definitely regretting taking this team in as the one I was like, that I'm guaranteed to go in against that Sabretooth with, though. I'm going to try Cap, I think, first. Ah, crap. I would rather move the Mercy charges with a heavy attack. I want more control over getting rid of the Mercy charges, because I keep accidentally losing them to something. I wonder if that would help out the Sabretooth boss at all as well. I guess we'll find out as we kind of get closer there. Let's parry here. Go for an SP2. So you can see all of her shock damage there. That was a 7k at the very end. Black Widow Deadly Origin can do some nice stuff, but only if there's shock and she doesn't have any immunities. Ah, crap. There we go. Also, I gotta be honest, I've never been a fan of the 2-hit combo enders. Never been a big fan of those. If I got more critical buffs, I think this might be a little better. Some pretty sick burst damage, though, for Black Widow. Her burst damage, great. She can't do shock. It's rough. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for Man-Thing here. I can't crit. So let's try Black Widow. Why not? There we go. I wasn't thinking about Man-Thing here. I wasn't actually thinking about any of these on the path, so I'm just gonna kind of struggle through it. Cap, I know, is gonna be probably my best option for that Mercy Sabretooth, other than Quake, and I really need to beat it without Quake. This Man-Thing will poison me to death. Like, it hasn't happened yet, but I know for a fact it's going to happen. He's going to take that critical buff and turn it into a poison. Probably. Or his own pustule. See if I can get a parry here. There's those poison debuffs. In general, my shock did some pretty good there, but I'm still ticking for 370 poison. And now I go back to building up. Oh, I didn't have to go back to building up so early, so I guess I don't need to build up that many. Really kind of where I think the best rotation for this whole Mercy node is going to be in is definitely going to be kind of like go to an SP2, use the SP2, build up more Mercy passives to go to the next SP2 while the first Mercy is still active. Like I've done 2 SP2s and now I'm dead because he's gonna hit me and back up. I don't know why AIs do that so much. So far though, I mean, against Man-Thing, she's not doing too bad at all. Way better than I expected Black Widow to. Just keep chucking revives into this team. I should probably use a... Once I lose Black Widow again, I'll use a team revive just to save stuff for later. Colossus, he did alright, I guess, against this node as well in general, but he's not the best for this as far as I can tell so far. And then Elsa actually did way better against that Electro. Electra would be a very different story. But yeah, that right now my feedback with Mercy is definitely if it would just have extra damage, this would be such a good node. Like if it come on, use your SP2, please. Thank you. I don't even think I have enough time to use an SP2. Oh, I just got enough. Okay. Now I gotta build up again. It just doesn't feel worth it, I guess. I would rather take the fight, the super long fight normally. But for a lot of hits here. There's definitely an aggressive phase and then a passive phase of this whole node. And I might poison out here. Did just my second hit him? See, I'm gonna have to do a perfect parry, and I can't. But like, you have to have that health left for parry, so you can't clutch fights out on this. I do a lot of fight clutching for whatever reason. I'll use that first. Got to go through all of them to get her to max. Bring the rest up close, I guess. So I'm going to need another 2 SP2s, I think, to get this done. I started off not hating Mercy, but yeah, I'm definitely still not a fan of the Stark Spidey playstyle. I'm sure people who have a rank 5 Stark Spidey are going to love this though. Like playing every single champion like it was your favorite. Sure, lots of people are gonna love it, just not for me. He's gotta use his SP2 here. Now I have a feeling he's not going to. Ah, come on, dude. Oh, right when the Mercies are up. As soon as the Mercy passives run up, he uses an SP2. I hope they don't play more passive normally. So that's hopefully a good idea of the kind of burst damage that a R5 Black Widow Deadly Origin can do. I don't know how much more I'll use her for this whole path. I got I think 2 more fights before the Sabretooth. Annihilus, I have no idea. Colossus, I guess. I fought Annihilus with Colossus in like Alliance War before, but this would be way better if I could accidentally break the node like I did before. Can't dodge that for the life of me. Oh, but the Mercy passives went up even though I didn't get the parry. Twice I didn't get the parry. Then he hits me with that. Ugh. That was all on me. That horrible, horrible showing. And I used up my Mercy passives by accident. And he's unblockable because of that extra node. He becomes indestructible. This guy's going to be an absolute pain to get through. If I had Colossus, or if I had Voodoo, I'd probably be through this a lot faster. As far as I can tell, ability accuracy reduction does turn off Mercy, so I can see a lot of champions like that being super helpful. I'm not glancing anything, so I can't. That would have been fine if I had glanced attack before. Come on. No crit. And I accidentally got him to an SP2. I'm just going to use an SP1 to deal a little bit of damage because he's going to kill me with his SP2. Oh, it's unblockable too. You probably get this a lot, but what's up, Doc? You're the first person to stream Slayer of Gods, so welcome to the stream. I actually don't get that often. To be fully honest. Yeah, just trying to burst through this path to try and get out that Sabretooth and see just how much of a pain he is. I can already imagine, given how this fight has been going. Oh, are you kidding me? See, I keep using up all the Mercy things that I build up completely on accident. It's unstoppable, there we go. So I won't be able to actually... Oh, he's... Wait, I thought he was Incinerate immune. Come on, Elsa. Do a little bit more. Yes. Nope. Not a bad try for Elsa. I'm not going to watch that. That actually went way better than I thought it would. But yeah, I keep using up all of my Mercy passives by accident. I think using a heavy attack would make it slightly more difficult, but it would make it more controllable, so you can kind of build it around when you want to do your big burst damage. Like right there, I built up one and I used it. I did it twice in a row. I know in part it's just because I'm clearly not the best at this. But also this Annihilus is just... Oh, he's unstoppable. After trying this path yourself, they're glad they're taking a step back and reassessing the content. I definitely agree. There is a lot they could do with Mercy specifically, but I think in general, there are way too many restrictive nodes and not enough rewarding nodes. There's a lot they could do with this, and I think it could make the content really, really interesting if they did some really good things with this. Like just for Mercy, I really want to see like 150% attack for while you have the Mercy passes active on the opponent. I was saying that earlier on in the stream, and I definitely stand by that after having kind of played this a little bit more. It's my SP one that doesn't hit. All the callouts for her are broken because I don't think this Black Widow is supposed to be in this version of the game. It's alright. That was a pain. That could make it enjoyable. Maybe increase your damage for each Mercy on the opponent. Yeah, that would work too, where like it would do... Well, because then you would be... I think that the problem with for each Mercy, then it would decrease as you put down more, or as you lose them as they fall off. So you'd want to be doing damage bursty. And I think my biggest problem with it right now is the fact that you can only deal good amount of damage for half the fight. And it's also my problem with the vulnerability swap, the poison bleed one. But I do see what you mean, and I do agree that something definitely needs to be done, whether it's one of those two ideas or something else that they do. Looks like we were thinking the same thing. Yeah, we were close on what we were thinking. All right, Black Widow, not that bad a fight. Just got to build up a couple. Cap is really bad because I can't build up my normal charges with him. So I have to be doing like burst damage with 1 or 2 kinetic charges. I'll build up a couple kinetic charges now. Because they'll fall off one at a time. Unless I restore 2 things like that. So, see, I broke the node again. Cap can break Mercy. And I don't know what's up with it, but that's going to kill me. I need to figure out how I'm breaking Mercy and use it to my advantage so that I don't have to do this whole Mercy thing. It has to do with his parry, and I think it's his armor break debuff. Did the armor break debuff happen again? I know the armor break debuff triggered the first time, but someone let me know if the armor break debuff happened a second time, and I got rid of both my Mercy charges again by accident. I don't know if she could react that fast from her SP1. Nice burst damage here. Yup. See, that was some sick damage. Come on, Black Widow, yes. She got that done pretty good. You were thinking Invisible Woman would be good for this because the prioritization of using Dex to ramp her damage or Stark Spidey. Yeah, Stark Spidey's playstyle is how I had this explained to me. The person who I was talking to the other day on stream, actually, Savage Toby, was like, it's basically like playing Stark Spidey, and that is definitely true. I haven't used Invisible Woman that much, but maybe using either of them would be pretty good. But Stark Spidey also, you can't parry that often with him, and you need to parry to kind of move over the charges. So let's see. I wonder if Medusa will break this against Darkhawk here. I would not be surprised if she would. So I can break it by accident using I can't think right now. If I can break it on accident, let's see if I can break it on purpose, like that. And now I'm doing 100% damage like normal. Nice. So ability accuracy reduction is the way to go. Race to an SP3 here. And Darkhawk Mercy is super easy. So yeah, Archangel definitely is going to be mad for this. Maybe Black Widow Classic, if somebody has her at like a really high rank, she might actually be good for this if she can just shut off Mercy like right away. I wonder if that would work well. I'm just going to go for an SP2 here because it'll kill him. That was by far the best way to deal with Mercy is not dealing with it. And I think that's where it's not as fun. Okay, this Sabretooth is going to kill me over and over and over again. Let's see how much I hate him. I'll full heal Cap first, I guess. And I don't have my Petrify with Cap either, so it's not like I can just reverse his healing, which would actually work probably pretty well. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how much I hate this node now. Now I can actually deal some damage here real quick. No crit. It's a shame. We're going right in after that, okay. Thank you for the new sub. I'll check that out in a second. Again, you probably just saw me jump because I still am not used to the noise of that. Oh, come on. Wow. Thank you very much for the new sub. I did not see who that was. I apologize. Coat Hanger, you can likely shut it off with a pacified mastery, but I don't think AA affecting it will make the last beta. We'll see. Hopefully it does, honestly. Because I want more ways to deal with it than that. But I do think having increased damage would by far be the best way to kind of make Mercy a fun node and make it actually worth working with. And Command Mike said it's kind of sad, and the only way to beat it reasonably is make sure it never triggers. Exactly, yeah. I think they can just make it more fun to actually deal with it by by making it so that while you have the passives active, you deal 150% damage. Just something like that. Easy, nothing to worry about. It's not going to break the game, but it's going to make things a little bit more fun. Do you know what would be a pain? If I just parried my whole way to do this. That would be unreasonable, right? If I just parry him 1,000 damage at a time, I would need 3,000 parries. Is my damage decreased? Yes, it's dealing 100 damage. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this actually is to build up armor ups on Colossus. Although it's clearly taking a ton of health from me. If I build up a lot of armor ups on Colossus early, then I can just deal a lot of extra damage. But it's time to actually do something. Oh, and now he's just completely unblockable. So wait, hang on. So this man is now completely unblockable. How on earth am I supposed to transfer Mercy? Is that the whole point? Is that why Are you telling me that I can't use the node after... How many seconds is this? Are you telling me that I can't use the node after 50 seconds? Because I need to do a well-timed block. So after 50 seconds, I can't even use the node? What the hell? What the hell? What on earth is the point? Like, after 50 seconds, I cannot use the node. That's why people are upset. Yeah, I'm a little late to the party, apparently. Oh my god. What were they thinking? I honestly thought it was because of the unblockable. I thought that's why people were like, oh, you know, you can't really do anything about the unblockable because it's the passive. So I've got 50 something seconds to make this work with Elsa real quick. I'm gonna deal as much damage as I possibly can with her. And she's my highest burst damage champion, so we'll see what she can kind of do. Next to nothing. So now he's completely unblockable. This is incredibly... Why? I think that's my major question. Why and what am I supposed to be doing? Because I assume if they designed this and they had some way to work around it, other than shut off the whole node, which... Why? Build XUE will allow you to parry. That's another issue. Sabretooth heals 175% of damage taken. Yeah, that's with his... Because he has recovery as well, which is a pain. Elsa was able to deal some burst damage there. I'm sure in the perfect world I could deal some really good burst damage with her. Let's actually make it the perfect world here. It's Labyrinth Abyss design, logic applied to story. Yeah, I definitely see that. Let's do this. Let's turn on suicides and make Elsa my number one here. because she was able to do some pretty good damage. So I'm gonna turn on max despair as well to see if I can do anything with that. Mastery's being free right now, by the way. Great, I love it. Being free during the beta. So I need to go 4 into both precision and cruelty. So I actually heard on the MCOC podcast, I forget what particular they were talking about, but somebody recommended this, and honestly, when I was running it in the beta, I haven't really noticed much of a difference. So now I turn on... I need 2 more points, so I'll put, I guess, both of them into courage. Now I can do glass cannon here. I may take off points from Mystic Dispersion too. Now I shouldn't have to go and completely redo my masteries, obviously, but I figure this is the only way I'm gonna actually get him down. So for Elsa, first thing I want to do, turn on 1 thing of double edge, because I'll be losing a little bit of health, but it's worth it. And I'll turn on 1 thing of liquid courage for a second, turn on max despair. And coupled with the fact that Red Guardian can block unblockable, has a slow to counter unstoppable, it starts to look more suspicious. It is starting to look a little bit like Acid Wash Mysterio. So I only have 1 more point, and I want to put more into the offense tree. So let's take... I'm going to recover here, and I don't need to put 2 into parry. Yeah, I don't need to put 2 into parry, so I can only put 1. And that gets me 4 points to put in other places. I'm going to forget that I don't have Mystic Dispersion. I need Max Lumber, though. I mean, I guess I don't technically need Max Lumber. I guess I can take another point there. I do want to max Stupefy, though. So I'm going for, like, the ultimate Elsa Bloodstone kind of thing here. So, to deal as much damage as possible, which she's capable of doing. Dealing a ton of burst damage in a really short amount of time. I'll put 1 more into courage. And I would lose even more health, right? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Hopefully I won't be getting stunned, so I don't need to put the extra point there. Maxed suicides. Unfazed isn't going to help. Deep wounds isn't going to help. I guess putting a point in assassin probably would have helped. But I didn't think about that, so I'm not going to deal with it right now. I'm going to save the extra point, because I'll honestly probably come back here to redo them again after I do this fight. So I have just made Elsa Bloodstone into a burst damage killer. Let's see what she can do. What is in my profile right now? Oh, my mastery point. Duh. Let's try it out. Let's see if Elsa Bloodstone can burst down the Sabretooth. He is very high health. Okay. Alright. Suicides are going to deal so much damage to me. So I ran out of boosts too, so let's pop boosts. So attack boost. This is just like not at all representative of what I'm actually going to be running into this thing in the actual like live servers with. it's just not at all representative of that, but I feel like I have to do this because gotta take him down. Here we go. 46,000 health, and I'm going to die so quickly because suicides doesn't help. So he's a mutant, so turning on bleed suicides doesn't help. I didn't think about that. Let's do that. So I can kind of build up some more mercy charges now. Use these up before my busted debuffs go away. So now, like, should I have quit out? Is that what I should have done? Because I can't transfer that. So, like, is that all I could do? I have to do all that damage and then quit out before he regens 175% of all that eventually? Alright, so he's just under 300k now. I'm going to boost up, I'm going to heal up. That was a pretty good try. As far as it could be. And we'll see how she does compared to the 300k health that he has right now. 292, I think is what that said. I missed it, but it was somewhere in that range. So I'm basically trying to dump a bunch of busted debuffs on him so that when I kind of get the transfer, then I can just kind of go in like this and deal all of that extra crit damage now. Okay, so now he's at 50%. Great. I gotta dodge an SP2, accidentally use up those. But he's unblockable because I guess I wasn't fast enough killing a 400,000 health opponent. That was 100k? Yeah, I think quitting is the only option once the 50 seconds is up. Yeah. This is something. This is definitely a fight that is in Act 7. Honestly, I'm hoping that I'm not the person who spent the most revives on this. Because that would be pretty funny if I wasn't. Because of course, I am, of course, in case you guys haven't figured this out, using this as an opportunity to show Elsa Bloodstone off a little bit more, as I do, in literally every waking second. I used my last attack. I don't know why my last medium didn't connect there. Gym face, I don't know. I've had that happen a lot recently. Where because I spam attacks maybe, but I could try. Sorry, I did 10k damage. Great. Stop just playing passive. Like, let me gain some mercy charges here. Oh, come on. Yeah, and just the stars didn't align that time. Couldn't do any real good damage. Hit him 18 times, and that's probably less than 10%. All I can do is throw stuff at him. It is the Acid Wash Mysteria, but now the players have a chance to point it out before it's live. Yeah. This will definitely be in my feedback write-up. A lot of stuff about Mercy will, because I think Mercy has the potential to be a really good node in general. Like, I legitimately think Mercy could be a really fun node. Just gotta do that real quick. Gotta avoid him again, and if I accidentally parry with Elsa, it's a bit of a pain. There we go. See if I can go for an SP2 here. If I can get it in time. Nah. Ran out of time. Can only use what I used 2 SP2s there. Yeah, this is a pain. Yeah, the best way to deal with Mercy right now is to shut it off. And I think that is just not how it should be at all. I should have just bought all 25. And now they're gone. Great. If I have one really good try here, then I can actually finish him off in however many revives this has been. Oh, this might be a good hit right here. That was good, and I'm almost dead though because of suicides. Oh look, I ran out of time. With the Mercy charges. You had some fun with Mercy, mainly because you can build up Aegon at the start and then go to town. That is a good point, yeah. I guess if you have an Aegon, you have that opportunity to do that. I'm just going to try and finish him off on Medusa. Oh wait, no, I'm going to die from suicides, never mind. I need to full heal. Maybe not. Okay, actually wasn't that bad. Having big health pools, I guess, helps a little bit with suicides. As far as I know, that mostly hurts. Okay, so now I'm at this guy. I'm going to heal everyone up, and I'm going to get rid of suicides too. Just purchase corrupt on more. Yep, I do in fact want to do that. Okay. Yeah, I'll turn off suicides. Just so I can play this normal. So this guy, he doesn't have Limber, but he has Cold Snap, or he's Freezer Burn and Biohazard. Yeah, Coat Hanger, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I'm really glad that I brought him, because I forgot about it. Yeah, that's what I was planning on using for this fight anyways, as long as I take out that Limber. But to take out the Limber, I have to go up the center and beat up that Sabertooth, which is probably not going to happen on live unless they change it. I guess I could use R4 Archangel. I have him at R3 right now. I could R4 him. If he makes the fight that easy, it might honestly be worth it. Because the way I saw it with Archangel is you literally just played like Archangel and you were fine. I don't need to turn on Mystic Dispersion right now. But I'll probably, you know, I will just so that I have them. I'll just go back to my live. What I run on live. So Max Glass Cannon. One Despair, I think, maybe two. I honestly don't remember. 3 in Mystic Dispersion. I actually really like 3. I have the 4th one unlocked. Like I bought the stuff for it a long time ago. I just never actually unlocked it. Next, I need 11 points, which is why I had the second in parry. And I can do 3 in this. I'll put whatever else I have left over in a couple more offensive. So I usually have Courage. I usually have Pierce maxed up, but you know what? I'm not going to. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 in Despair. Do I go 1 in, you know, I'll just do this. I'll go a 3rd in Despair. And I'll go the next point of Pierce. Because I think I am running 3/3 Pierce right now. Although I will eventually get rid of that. He stayed with Charlotte Archangels in a solo. Not being able to keep the neurons going. The one I saw didn't have that much of an issue with it, but he played pretty well in general, so. Yeah, I really want to know what I'm supposed to do once the once that kind of time is up. Is there something I'm supposed to do, or is it just awful designed, which is most likely? I don't like to be super negative about that kind of stuff, but yeah, so he's got Freeze Burn and Biohazard coming in. Clapback, totally fine. I don't need to worry about that. It's a weird names node. Alright. I'm surprised my heavy attack, my second hit, doesn't get rid of his shields. Oh, poison and I'm dead. Might survive it. Oh, looks like I'm gonna be fine. But now I just can't hit him ever again. Oh, it can only be removed by unstoppable attacks, can't it? I think his shield. Yeah. With Colossus, I end up parrying like way more than I probably should, but just because if I can parry special hits like that, it's a lot of fun. Ooh, some good hits there. Getting kind of low though, so I'll avoid parrying it for now. Yeah, this is just gonna be super slow and kind of just take it nice and easy with Colossus. Should really get one more nice SP2 in here though. Nice. 2 crits. Nice, last crit. Tried to parry that and died. Oh well. Still did pretty good. I shouldn't have hit him with the with the poison. I just wasn't thinking about it. Colossus will make pretty quick work of this guy on main too. I'm not worried about that. I always look at these from like a perspective of like, could my current roster do this? And that Sabretooth, no. No one could do the Sabretooth. Not just because like I'm gonna be completing this probably on one of the first days that it comes out, just the first clear like I always do. But just because I have a relatively, I mean, my roster's getting pretty strong with some pretty good luck, but I still have a relatively mid-tier roster, I think at least. That did so much damage through my block. I cannot block that again. No crits that time. Nope, hang on, no, but it's a camera.
Okay.
Hang on. Sorry about that. This is just a long fight. I mean, 600,000 health. This is where I'd really, that's my mistake. This is where I'd really like to see them use a couple more nodes that that benefit the player in certain ways. You know what I could be using here? If I was using the Warlock synergy with the Robot Uprising, that would be really good because that affects all immune champs. If I were to get a damage, I get that Fury buff. So that's gonna be a really good it's gonna be a really good synergy. Warlock himself can't do this, but I mean, if I took him on the path, anyways, if I took out the whatchamacallit node, if I took out the freezer burn one, then he would be able to do this with just biohazard. Give me a couple crits. I got nothing. Okay. Of course. There we go. Long fight. Nothing to worry about, though, as far as bosses go. Yeah. Interesting. That Sabretooth, though. Please, no. If that makes it into main. I mean, if it makes it into main, I can Quake it. But, like, for other people who don't have Quake, I've just never got her, I've never gotten Ghost, good luck, I guess. Alright, let's take in a new team here. No more Black Widow. Let's take in Doom. Warlock. Still want to avoid... I'll keep in Elsa. I still want to avoid Quake because I've been kind of, I talked about this a little bit. I've had a Quake crutch for a very, very long time. And I want to make sure that I'm no longer relying on that crutch. Just for my own sake. And I know it's a lot more interesting to watch not full Quake gameplay. The Power game path to the right of Mercy was fun. If a champ has a strong benefiting SP1, you can wreck the lane. Let's check that out actually before I hop into this last one. Do a couple of fights. Because I'm curious. Especially with Doom, I think is the big one. Or maybe Elsa. I guess I can just keep spamming her SP1. This one. Power Struggle. Strike Back. I wonder. Seems like there's some interesting champions along there. I'm gonna try something right now while I'm thinking about it. I wonder if it'll work. I doubt it, but I wonder. I don't need to take out all my champions, but you can get into a loop where you're baiting them to SP2, or you're punishing them to SP2 and baiting it and punishing it. I think that'll be pretty easy, but I want to try this. I want to see what happens. I would think that nothing would happen. But, so MCOC, his SP1 reverses all effects, and that includes the power gain that they would get from Strike Back. But I wonder if I will still get my bar power, and then I could literally just SP1, 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 SP1 forever. I wonder. Nope. I did drain him though. So with MCOC, you can actually keep them power drained forever. Yeah. That's fun. And then you don't need to worry about his block proficiency either. I'm not going to go through this whole fight because MCOC's damage is impressively annoying. Because you can never know when it's going up or... Well, you do know when it's going up or down, but I don't like it. Yeah, he's always done this with a Strike Back, but it's a little bit weird now with a Power Struggle. And you can kind of see MCOC's damage fluctuating as well. And I know like exactly how many hits I need to do too. Oh, I didn't go after me that time. Oh, he was. If that happens because the power you get is like after theirs, it's weird. Like it takes a second to like register. That's pretty cool. Rewarding the game knowledge and skill. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a fine path normally, anyways. But I think this is just a really like fun way to do this path. I mean, if somebody has a 6-star MCOC, this is gonna be a great place to use him. MCOC doesn't need to be awakened or anything. And yeah, you don't have to worry about his block proficiency because you're just doing this. I have to go a little slow on my combos though, because I need to make sure that I don't accidentally get him to a bar power just as my combo's ending. Otherwise, I can't use my SP1. I definitely shouldn't have gone through this whole fight, but oh well. Fun with MCOC. Yeah, anyone who got a 6-star MCOC is gonna shred through this path. Cool. 300 hits, but you know, it's fun. He didn't use a single special in 300 hits. That's cool, actually. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole path, but you get the idea. And for someone like Bishop, that's great, because Bishop is a pain to dodge his specials, especially his SP1. So if you use MCOC for that, go through the whole path. I probably could if I really wanted to focus on it, but I might actually, honestly, if that path turns out to be a little easier. Yeah, let's see what's up with this one now. Great use of Mr. Potato Head for anyone who's looking to use their MCOC. Colossus. There you go. This is kind of like generally what my questing team has become, because I really don't want to use Quake unless I need to, and she's always on Alliance War attack anyways. I don't have an Alliance War right now, hopefully. MCOC should overload Bishop pretty quick. That would be good though, wouldn't it? Because then, because he can't use any specials and he's overloaded, he's taking a lot of extra damage. So that might be a really fast fight too. This one. Tunneling Vision, Faltering Mind. So if I do two attacks the same in a row, this is Tunnel Vision's always been like a playstyle thing that I've kind of just quaked around. But yeah, that's just kind of going to be long because you got to do medium, light, medium for the whole path. That's the same path. What's the other one? Oh, it's this one. Redlining. So I've heard this one is, so if you get your power drained to 0, you have that issue. That guy's 50% or more. They gain a power gain buff. And if they have 90 or more, they immediately power drain to 0. So you just gotta spam specials, I guess, on that one. So I couldn't use Doom where I need to get to my SP3. Thunderstruck, this one I want to try out. Yes. Okay. Let me take in Black Widow Deadly Origin here. Against that Thunderstruck one. Because this one, what did I do? Oh, I'm at 50%. Nice. Okay. So I can't deal any extra damage. I'm being told that I'm gonna hop over to the main game real quick because I'm being told that someone is waiting for me on map 7, and I don't want to keep them waiting forever. So let me just hop over there real quick. Sorry. You guys can see a little bit of my map 7 skill or not skill. Brief detour. My game doesn't like it when I go back to the main game from the beta, as you'll see in a second. Was butted last time we played it. Using a special kills you. It's the path. Fun stun Pyramid X. Yeah. I'll try it in a second. Once I do my map 7 stuff. Because yeah, I don't want to keep my alliance mates waiting around forever. I might have to actually revive Black Widow here. Depending on who I've got. I can do this with Warlock. I lost Black Widow taking the acid wash path. And now I've got to take Degeneration. Normally I bring Voodoo for this. But I wanted to try out Black Widow this time. and just see how well. Plus, we're on day 1 or 2, so the actual degeneration itself shouldn't be too bad. And I'm just gonna disable his Stark Spidey sense real quick. Class advantage against Nightcrawler too. Come on, dude. I was gonna say, I know he doesn't have this will kill him, it's fine. I know he doesn't have wait till SP2. He was acting like it though. It's alright. Alright. One more fight here. Or I might take it on that rogue too. At least I don't have to deal with I still have to deal with his evade, but at least I don't have to deal with his power bar. I've tried before to kind of like push Nightcrawler over. Never seems to work well though. Oh, that was weird. I thought one of those was a parry. It's alright. Real easy. We're only on day 2. Map 7's really not an issue on day 2. Let me just tag the guy. And I'll take on this rogue too. She's the same thing. Or something similar at least. I definitely should check the notes before going in here. Okay, increased power gain with degeneration. Come on, there you go. SP2 should kill her too. There we go. Nice. If you do that shock path in the beta, the Night Carnage at the end is probably bugged. If you use a special, you die. If you gain more than 90% power, you die. Okay. Yeah, well, let's go see. Cleared my guy, used my energy. I can come back for that fight later since I'm out of energy anyways. And that path doesn't have an outgoing node, I don't think. Or if it is, it's just to the mini boss. And yeah, nobody's done those fights anyways, so I'll wait to do that fight till later. And after that brief intermission, we'll go back to Book 2, Act 1. I'm already very confused about the names. I was honestly, when I first heard that they were doing that, this was supposed to be like some new act and that there was going to be a big shakeup, I really wanted them to limit it to like 1 or 2 stars. I love using my 2-star only team, not only because I have Nick Fury, but because I get to kind of vary it. And with my 3-star max team, I have entirely different max 3 stars. That I do maxed 4 stars, that I do maxed 5 stars. So I really like, Variant 4 was by far my favorite piece of content in the game to date. Because of that, just because of what my roster looks like. Alright. Shock Path. Let's get Black Widow in here. I'll keep Doom too, because he can do Shock. No one else can do Shock. I'll bring Colossus. Iron Man Infinity War can do Shock. We'll bring him. I think I tried with Iron Man Infinity War before, but something didn't happen. Because I deal extra damage when I have a shock on me as well, I think. So I was thinking, like, if the shock doesn't deal that much, then I could just wait, get that shock on me, deal a ton of damage. I'll read the notes when I hop in here. Alright, let's figure this thing out. Because this is the path that I was thinking wouldn't be... I mean, I won't be able to do this on my main. Because I don't have Black Widow, but... So, Thunderstruck is definitely better, because you can see that the shock debuffs and passives deal 25% more damage to the defender. So you're already getting a bonus for actually using a shock champion and not just going through it with Ghost. But right here, any champion inflicted with a shock debuff lands guaranteed critical hits for the duration. So I wonder if I can use that to my advantage here. Back Issues 4 was a lot of fun. Seemed like a little undertuned for the lower ranks. Especially for Caustic Temper 1 stars. Do you mean like it was too difficult? Undertuned seems like it would be a little bit too easy. See, like, I can just do that. I take a little bit of damage, but I healed it back for the most part. Oh, come on. Really? Dude. I'm gonna wait. Oh, I guess that counted as making contact, didn't it? Too easy. I mean, Caustic Temper, I didn't think the 1-star path, some of it was too easy, some of it was too difficult. Caustic Temper was an absolute pain. If Colossus had been his updated self, it wouldn't have been too difficult. But the thing is that they can't really tune with 1-stars well because there are so few of them. There's only so many things you can do. You can't limit it really heavily like they do in Act 7. This path makes you read an Electro. Electro would probably be pretty good for this. Let's try this one with Doom, because class advantage, and he has the shock anyways. Electro would probably be pretty good. Storm. I have a 6-star Storm. I don't ever actually want to use 6-star Storm, but maybe. So I guess my heavy attack is only going to be dealing the small amount of health. I was thinking about maybe getting the shock back on him so that he takes normal damage, but I figured it was not worth it. To see what Doom does with 90% reduced damage. Oh, that's actually super weak. I'm regretting it now. I mean, Doom's not doing bad on this path. I can just kind of keep this rotation up. It's just a lot longer than it should be. Black Widow Deadly Origin made it quick work, but I mean, she is supposed to be the highest shock damage champion in the game, so if she didn't, I would honestly be way more surprised. Nah, my shock didn't last long enough. I was hoping it would affect that affect the SP2 hits. He stopped gaining the Fury. I don't know why. Oh well. That definitely shouldn't have worked. I feel like AIs are a little bit more passive against Doom. Sometimes. What am I doing? I just do that. Doesn't do nearly as good damage as it should, but you know, it's better than nothing. Oh god. Oh, thank god. I don't get it. It shouldn't work, but whatever. Hey Doc, what's up, Aurora? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Your voice is deeper than you look. I do get that actually quite often. But I guess most people see me before they hear my voice. Alright. That was a bit of a pain, but I mean, Doom got it done without any issue. I just kind of got smacked. It's all my fault. I'll try one more fight with Black Widow, and I've already kind of proved that I can do this path. There's no real reason to keep going on it. I haven't really done the sampling that I was hoping to do, and I do kind of want to wrap up relatively soon. So I'll do the short sampling. So I won't quite get to the bosses on anyone else, but at least I can try out some of the new nodes. Like Meltdown is one that I really want to try out, because I tried out Mercy a lot. Tried out Mercy's Sabretooth, which is the big one. That is a node in the game. Hopefully not for long. Node combination in the game. Black Widow, honestly, the way she plays is both fun and unfun. I like her insight ability. I still hate her 7-hit combos. Like, it doesn't need to be 7-hit. You didn't need to make it 7-hit. Like, she could have played so much smoother if it was normal. But at least she doesn't lag on my phone. See, I don't even need guaranteed critical hits. You can boost her critical ratings so high, but you can never boost her any of her damage. And if I'm too late on attacking into that, then I can't. Right here I can, though. I don't think this will kill her. It'll do a really good amount of damage. Nice. Didn't even need that SP1. Yeah, Black Widow Deadly Origin is pretty much going to cut through this whole path, but on the bright side, there are options right now that exist that'll do this just fine. Like Doom, like maybe Thor Jane Foster. Not 100% on that one, though. Karate Mike, I don't know if you guys saw his video with Thor Jane Foster against the Grandmaster, but I honestly would be totally fine getting one after that. After seeing how well that went. Elsa and this Man Thing, but I'll see what Meltdown is. I have no idea. So, gain a Meltdown charge when they're knocked down, consume any active and deal the attacker burst of energy damage for each charge consumed. If they're affected with a power drain, all charges are removed. So I need power control. None of these champions have any power control. Okay. I know who to use. So Doom will work. I can use this SP1. because it doesn't mention how much. Voodoo. I don't want to rely on Sim Supreme. Psylocke. Nebula. And that's it. I just want to go in with a little sampling again with these champions. Kind of see which one is good. Just gotta go after the Heimdall, right? And I've already tried... I already tried that path that I showed you guys and the one above it too. Which is the reversing... whatchamacallit? I can't think of it. The inverting immunity, I think is the name of it. So, if when they're knocked down, consume any charges. So I think Doom is going to be awful for this if I use his heavy attack, and I want to make sure. Because whenever they're struck, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, ow. So what, I just have to only use Power Drain? Like, I have to get the kill with the Power Drain ability, I guess? Or the special attack after I've done that? I didn't think my SP3 would be enough. Ugh. I mean, I guess now that I'm here as Doom, this might be a little bit easier. We'll see. Does my SP2 give me charges? No. Why am I taking energy damage even when... Okay, so Doom works. He's just going to take a lot of damage throughout. You could definitely play him better than I did. And kind of not knock him down when you have the meltdown charges. And so Doom works. Let's try out Psylocke now. Against Thor Ragnarok. This is a good one. So I think what I'm really worried about is people who have specials that knock down while the power drain happens or before it happens. Are they going to take the damage still? Because I can technically just hit him forever and not have to worry about any of the charges. Go for an SP1 here. Oh, good, my combo will end that. But, oh my god, see, I took all of the damage even though I power drained him. So, like, is Doom supposed to be my option? Try it again here. Just make sure. Drain, yep. Okay, so you can't use anybody who drains on a special, I guess. Try out the next one. That's a shame. Psylocke is always one of my favorite power drainers. Are there any other new nodes that I haven't tried out yet? So I've tried out Mercy and Meltdown. I'm sure there are other ones. I gotta figure that out. Like right here. Oh, so Voodoo's fine. And he's not gaining any charges now either. Who is the champ that lets Voodoo convert any buff for his SP2? That is Sorcerer Supreme. The new one, I believe. That will probably be pretty helpful, because then I can just build up the armor breaks on him. Now, as far as that went, that was totally fine. But it's a shame that Psylocke can't. I'm sure there are plenty of other champions like Psylocke who have the drain similar. The only reason I think Voodoo works is because the drain technically happens it technically happens on that last hit. Nebula, I just want to use one drain on her. I'm pretty sure it'll still work because I think the knockdown does the armor break, but it might also do the drain. I forget which order they go in. Okay, there we go. So he didn't really have any meltdown charges there, did he? Let's give him a couple. So her drain happens right before. But Psylocke's doesn't. I could go through this whole path, but I really don't want to. Just gonna go for one more. Or not. Come on, dude. There we go. Oh, I think my camera died. I'm not going through the whole fight. Yeah, I think the camera just died. Well, that at least answers that question. The camera battery lasts for about 3 hours. So that's good to know. Sorry about that. At least I know that now. And I'm gonna remove the face reveal, I guess, thing from the title and just put in that. Yeah, because I don't have the camera on a USB thing, because that was something separate. So it's alright, we'll finish up in a second here. Once I'm gonna try one more against Meltdown. Stark Spidey. Because I know he has the power drain on his heavy attack as well. I'll just try him out against the first fight. And I'll see if there's anything else that I kind of want to look at. In this whole thing. I don't think there is. I don't think there's anything else I really can look at right now. Yeah, bring him in against... And yeah, use... Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to use. It's alright, I'll just quit out. I saw tech and I just kind of picked it. Pause the fight. Trying to like take the camera battery out as well at the same time so I can charge this thing. Yeah, you guys can expect some more of that, because face camera went well, so probably do it some more often as well. Alright, give him some meltdown charges. Heavy attack, and I take damage. Nice. Well, I need to wait for the EMP web to come back anyways, but... So he takes damage too. So Psylocke and him both take damage. That sucks. Alright, I think that's pretty much going to do it for the stream. There's nothing else really that I've seen that's like really bad. Although I'll probably do a little bit more testing out. The life cycle I'm honestly a fan of, but I can see that they did small arms on purpose. Right here is weird. So don't purify any debuffs. Don't falter, I guess. I don't know. Champions like Nick Fury will probably be really good there, because he can avoid miss. Icarus and buffed up. I like the combo here. This is good. This is smart. Okay, never mind. Okay, get rid of EMP modification and keep Icarus and buffed up, because I like that, where you kind of have to play aggressive to do damage. And you can kind of play around that real smart. And what's this last one down here? Power struggle. Oh, this one's weird. Yeah. Power struggle, powerful from afar. And unblockable specials. I think there's probably a way to play around that. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this stream. I'll probably do a full write-up on my thoughts, and I'll fill out the survey as well. If any of you are in the beta, if you haven't already fill out the survey, just so you get it done, and don't forget, because they take all that feedback into consideration as well, in addition to all the stuff that's posted on the forums already, and all the stuff they've already received. So this one really makes me want an Electro. You'd be insane. For which, not for the power drain one, right? For the, which one are you talking about, Coat Hanger? Electro doesn't have power drain, does he? I don't know. Dude, that life cycle one is going to be interesting. I guess it's just going to, you just can't use a heavy attack very often. This Icarus one I really, really like. Oh, I guess for EMP modification, he would be pretty good. I'll probably end up using Doom there, because I can get those buffs, and then I can dump him with a heavy attack. Same thing I did with Wasp. Just so that I don't accidentally build up too many Furies, I'm always using my heavy attacks. Icarus EMP mod, yeah. I think Electro would probably be pretty good for that. And yeah, if I do Doom, then I don't have to deal with EMP as well. Just Doom's shocking me. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, there's definitely a couple things that are an absolute pain, and I kind of see where they were going on this a little bit more than I did when I just kind of reviewed it without playing it as much as reading the notes. But there's definitely stuff that they can do to make this a ton better and a lot more fun as well. So I look forward to seeing what they do with the beta when they make their changes, and hopefully they take a lot of the community's feedback and implement it, or at least take it to heart and make sure that they're not making mistakes that the community can point out for them. So I think that's going to do it for this stream. Thanks everyone for stopping by. If I wasn't so late coming to this, I'd definitely do this a second night, but with the beta closing tomorrow, I'm unable to do that, so I'll just kind of spend my own time making sure I fill up that survey for what time I have left. But yeah, thanks again everyone, and I will see you guys next stream. Yeah, I'll just talk a little bit before I hit the end stream button on both, just to kind of do a little rollover, make sure the outro actually